origin of roads cannot be specified, but history has it that man started by following animal path in search of food and water. From footpath to what we now know as road, it continues to have social and economic impact on human society. The vital role of road in human development is enormous and substantial. Road transportation has undeniable social and economic benefits which are often underestimated. In deference to its negative impact, it is believed that roads are the heart of our social and economic development. Recognizing the significance of road in the socio-economic development of man, its construction and maintenance are two crucial aspects in social contract between the government and the people, especially in this part of the world where people depend mostly on road transportation. A report indicated that in spite of large space occupied by water in Lagos State, road transportation still accounts for more than 75% of man's needs. Tonight, our searchlight focuses on the durability of the roads provided by the present administration of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the need for such bold steps towards strong policy formation on quality service delivery. Also, we examine how the government achieved this noble objective of standard road construction. What is a durable road?
When you talk about durability in road construction generally, you first talk about the drainage. That's a very important aspect. It's even about the most important. It might be the most less visible, but it's the most important when you think about the durability of a road. The efficiency and the effectiveness of the drainage system determines to a large extent how durable the road will be. Again, you talk about your subgrade. The subgrade, and then that one has to do with the underlying material. That is the parents, that's the natural soil. This is what you want to build upon. One, your subgrade has to be appropriate. It has to be of the right quality. It has to be of the right material, and it has to be properly drained. It has to have a natural drainage system. Then you talk about what you can call your foundation, the base course. That is the material upon which what is commonly known as road, just the surfacing, the asphalting. That is upon which that one is now laid. So to that extent, the quality of your base course material, the type of subgrade you have, and the type of drainage system you have, all come together to really determine how durable the road will be.
Experts define roads and highways as strips of land that provide routes for travel by automobiles and other vehicles. Construction of roads follows specific measures that differentiate good and solid road from a poor job that has a short lifespan. Because of the importance of road in socio-economic development of society and the limited available resources for its maintenance, any responsible, sensitive and committed government will give greater attention to the quality of roads constructed. It takes a sound visionary leader to embark on projects that are futuristic in nature, durable, and has quality that compete excellently with such others. The Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration embarked on massive construction, reconstruction, and rehabilitation of roads in Lagos State. Within the first 2 years of its inception, that is 1999 to 2001, this administration earmarked 600 roads for either total construction, reconstruction, or rehabilitation. The roads were done in such a way that will withstand the test of time and weather. In anticipation of future growth, The construction of roads took into consideration the immediate needs and the future tasks. It became imperative that such construction took into cognizance the present capacity and the volume of traffic. This, in addition with other measures, were projected into the future with adequate preparations for the increase in both volume and load capacity and other human activities that might likely cause future damages on the roads.
Most of the roads we are building now, we already have docks that are already incorporated in the construction stage. You have the services docks. These are all provided at the time of construction. So when you provide all both longitudinally and transversely, when adequate services pipes are provided during the construction stage, then there won't be any cost, because hitherto what you have is this aspect was not really considered. It wasn't the vogue to provide service docks at the point of road construction, and that's why you see people coming later on to pass all sorts of services, communication, water pipe bond, water mains, and electricity mains, if it's underground or whatever. But nowadays, all the modern roads we construct now, we make all these provisions. We have underground, both underneath the road laterally and longitudinally.
This is an attribute of a committed, concerned and proactive administration who has the opportunity to contribute to the development of its community and its people. This opportunity was not abused by personal greed or self-aggrandizement. Rather, it expressed self-consciousness, self-respect, absolute loyalty, and regard to the nobles of democracy and the constitution of the country. The present administration in the state is building a reform system capable of taking the state to a greater height. For a city that is rapidly growing at a rate described as the fastest in Africa, everything is being done to put proper planning and adequate preparation capable of absorbing future urban problems to avoid what the government is presently facing as urban decay and failed urban life. This is part of what informed the present administration's efforts in the provision of quality and durable roads. Coming to specifics, Kudirat Abiola Road is an illustrative example of big transformation of a one-lane road to a dual carriageway of international standard. Before the advent of this administration, Oregun-Ojota Road, as it was known, was an overstretched one-lane road in an area that was witnessing rapid economic and industrial growth. It became inadequate due to increase in population and the industrial expansion. This road, like many others that were transformed in same manner, experienced same devastated, deplorable conditions such that negate the inspirations and expectations of people that yearn for economic and social emancipation. Due to rapid economic and industrial development of the state, there was steady increase in job opportunities and avenues of affluence, hence the increase in vehicular numbers, which eventually affected the structures of the roads. Many of the roads were in deplorable conditions, some were even impassable due to several potholes. The roads were inadequate and too narrow to contain the volume of traffic. Lack of adequate planning and regular road maintenance, motorists crawled in and out of potholes. The pathetic conditions of the roads with the traffic congestion, the residents were the worst hit. Statistics put man-hour loss in Lagos State to about 44 billion naira yearly. A sensitive government, like the present administration, will not sit and watch the citizens suffer such untold hardship. Problems of road transportation was critically reviewed. The outcome are the Kudirat Abiola Road, Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Ikotun Igoto Road, Yaba Ojuelegba Itire Lawansin Road, Ipakodo Road, Ijegun Road, to mention just a few. The objectives was to meet the yearnings and expectations of the electorates who massively voted for this administration into power in 1999 and did the same in 2003. They were not disappointed Good and durable roads were made to replace the bad ones.
In the last 5 years, there are quite a number of roads that the Lagos State government had really committed a lot of resources to ensure that they are transformed into standard durable roads. Some of these are the Kudira Kabiola road, that is the old Orego road. We all know the state the road was prior to the advent of this administration. But since this administration came on board and the road contract for the road was awarded to Mr. Buruble Raods Nigeria Limited, we can all see how the transformation that has been brought about, that the road has come to be. We now have a road that meets international standard in any form. Good drainage system, good carriageway, and it has stood the test of time. It was constructed, I think, about 5 years ago now, or thereabouts. Up till now, you can see that it's still in very perfect, good state. Another one is the Ikotin-Godo road. The road too was virtually in deplorable state. It was almost impassable. But by, as at about 3, 4, 5 years ago, the government decided to reconstruct the road. We now have a dual carriageway, and it has stood the test of time too. It meets any standard, internationally. Then you have the Itire Jesha road, also constructed by this administration, and the standard has really been uplifted. To any standard you can talk about. It has been brought about. It has been brought to a state that every Lagosian will be proud of. You also have Ipakodo that was recently constructed. Recently completed. That one too is almost the same standard as the road I've been mentioning, and it has, most of these roads have been dualized. Most of them were just single carriage that was barely motorable prior to the reconstruction exercise. So that one too has been brought to a very laudable, commendable status.
Sir, roads have lifespan.
Yes.
Most of these roads, for how long can we say?
Usually, averagely, the lifespan of these roads that I've been talking about is not less than 25 years. Because if they have been, the government has ensured, and that is what this ministry is all about, to ensure that these roads are constructed to the standard specification and acceptable specification and standard. So I can assure you, all these roads will not, can last for the next 25 years with proper maintenance, good and proper maintenance.
Though the soil formation being sandy was always referred to as a factor responsible for the short lifespan of the roads in the state, but this was not true. Engineers have drawn up standards for various roads. The standard govern the thickness and kind of foundation and surfacing for different kinds of traffic and number of lanes needed. The most ugly aspect of road construction in Nigeria is the construction companies that collected fabulous amount of money for projects but delivered substandard projects. That era is no more in Lagos State.
Before the advent of this administration, most of our roads, roads, buildings, civil engineering works have been left at the mercy of contractors. So they do whatever they like. But this administration deemed it necessary that quality of materials, be it building or civil, should meet international or established standards. And at the same time, government should have value for the money paid for those projects. And as a result of that, in 2001, this administration, brought up a bill that passed through the House of Assembly, and His Excellency, in his magnanimity, assented to this bill with the aim of, one, controlling the quality of materials of all building and civil engineering of all sorts. In addition to that, this government found that we have a lot of quacks going about in the name of professionals. They want to weed them off this so that we have, you know, a sort of that is, we have most of our projects are handled by highly professional people. Any project or any material being used by any contractor that is not subjected to compulsory laboratory tests or tested in any form or the other, it's like you are just, you know, I mean, making it impossible for government to know that, you know, it's not wasting money. We have a laboratory. When contractor, before they start work, you know, we go to their yard, we look at the materials they brought, and we ensure that they meet with the international standard as well as the established standard in this country. Also, most of our contractors working for Lagos State government, particularly the ministry and other agencies of government, we've been going to site and taking, without notice, prior notice, we take samples, random samples, and then we subject them to laboratory tests. And whatever we come up with, we immediately stop them from using those materials, so that we can have the government can have good buy for its money. And at the same time, you know, these are more or less a people-oriented, you know, thing, so that the people at the end of the day can say, okay, some of the projects, you know, last for a long while. Then let me say one thing. There is a first of its kind in this in the country, you know, done by this administration, because some of our roads, we have been going out day and night at times with our engineers to take samples, and we go to our laboratory at Buruble Raods. There we subject them to, you know, in addition to that, we have a consultant, you know, working with us, you know, whose job is only to ensure that the standards are met. And once you have good standards and the standards are met, sure, durability, you know, will be there.
It's a core drilling machine. It has a dual purpose. It can cut through the axis of both asphalt and concrete, and it works both horizontally and vertically. So it's a very powerful equipment. It operates by means of cutting samples and these samples are coated with diamond bits. You know, as we know that diamond is one of the hardest material we have. The edge of the cutting tool is coated with diamond, and this gives it the ability to cut through any thickness of concrete and asphalt.
That is in a situation where you are doubting the thickness of anything, of composition of any material like slab, concrete slab. So once you put it, it will cut through it, it will drill through it, and then you can get that sample specimen. And that specimen now you can analyze it in the laboratory.
It's for vibrating concrete in the laboratory to make sure that the void within the concrete are minimized or totally erased. It's a vibrator that is used by means of electricity in the laboratory. It reduces or eliminates the pores within the concrete, and it makes the workability of concrete to be enhanced and improve the consistency of the concrete. What we call
pressure of beams. It is used to determine the maximum load a beam could carry before breakage. As you can see, when it's operated, this comes down, and when it gets to that load, that is the gauge, the dial gauge, where the pressure is indicated. And it automatically gives us the strength in Newton per millimeter squared, unlike the other one that needs to be calculated. Of course, they also work on the same principle. So that is the function of this particular equipment. Just beside the coring machine is a laboratory concrete mixer. It's used to mix concrete in the laboratory. Anyway, not on site, because it can only mix little quantity of concrete. So that is the machine you're seeing there. And it's also a very powerful mixer, because it does this within the shortest interval of time. So that is the function of this particular device.
Actually, on this concrete laboratory mixer, it is also a universal laboratory mixer that is being used for the mixture of concrete aggregates and all elements of construction material. So thereafter the mixture you now cure it, take it now to the laboratory for comprehensive test strength. Also for asphalt and pavement, road pavements. This equipment determines the pavements of any construction in the site.
Economic and social advantages of durable roads are unquantifiable. Government saves money from maintenance, public enjoys easy rides and smooth flow of traffic.
Definitely, for a durable road, you will need very less effort and money, financial implication to maintaining it. But for less durable one, definitely the frequency of maintenance will be high, which will affect the total cost. And if you look at the benefit cost ratio, definitely it is more for a less durable road than a durable road. If you have a durable road, it will span over a long time, where all the money you think you want to use on its maintenance could be used on other purposes. But for a less durable one, definitely maintenance will be repetitive. And with the cost-effective implication, very many people will enjoy from it, apart from the administration, the users too. Most especially, will, you see, unfortunately, it is unquantifiable when you talk of the advantages of a road to users. But as to the vehicle maintenance and as well as the travel time, it has its effect. For a durable road, you move easily, and as well, the cost of fuel. If your car is a fine one, moderately used, definitely the cost of fueling will be low than a less durable road where it will take you a long time before you cover a short distance in view of the pothole formations or any other road failure experienced.
And told the people the benefits translate into individual freedom of movement, easy access to various areas of economic activities, which elevates social standards and improves standard of living. There comes added value in property, commercial and business development. Social orientation in such areas takes a new dimension. Prosperous economic activities beefed up administrative responsibility, and any responsive government will waste no time in giving such places a new outlook, which is the present social evolution the state is witnessing at every nook and cranny of Lagos State. Rural areas were not left out. It became easier to transport farm products to the urban centers. Finished and semi-finished goods returned to rural areas. For development of cottage industries, people who are living witnesses to this transformation will continue to remember this administration for the impact the roads have on them and their offsprings. For government to spend such huge amount of money, time and energy in providing these quality and durable roads for the benefits of all, it behoves us all to respond to this noble gesture by using the roads for what they were meant for. We should stop filling the drains with wastes which eventually block the drains and throw water on the roads to quicken the rate of deterioration. Let us learn to maintain these credible achievements.